I've always had the idea and love for people.
Okay.
So there's a lot of faster horses.
Yeah.
Our technology is a car.
Okay. H.
No, we eagles. We fly like eagles. On a
Yeah.
good day, I'll say Mokopani. On a bad day, I'll say Sishir.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends. There is that potential. Considering I was never an A student, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was not a B student. And I was not a C student. So,
You were a student.
I was a student. 80% of the world's chrome come from here. We are the owners of chrome. But things just ain't the same for gangsters. It has changed now. We no longer talk ESG at Gravitas.
Okay.
We talk secular mining. Success is the best revenge, you know.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Optima Council's Makala podcast. Makala means branches ka Sesotho, and on this podcast, we hope to journey with you hand in hand like the branches of a tree. My name is Amanda Masondo and I'm your host. We hope this podcast finds a way to impact, educate, and inspire your next. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Buzzsprout, basically everywhere where you find your podcast fix every first and last Friday of every month.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hikima Council's Makala podcast, the podcast where we speak to visionaries, people who are doing incredible work in various spheres. And today, my guest is doing exactly that, doing amazing work in the mining sector. Have you ever? You see, I'm bringing you new things because we've never actually had someone from the mining sector on this chair right now. So today, we're going to hear all about it, the minerals that make the world go round, and the things that we need to be selling to our neighbors out there. My guest today is Tebogo Kale. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm sure business and a deal and stuff like that, and you just took the time to come and sit with us. We appreciate it.
We're the greatest, but we're the brokest.
Tebogo is from Gravitas Minerals, but we're going to talk all about that. I want a background check though. I want to know where it all started. You did not always become the CEO of this large corporate. You were somebody's son. You grew up in a particular neighborhood. Give us that background.
General farm boy. I grew up in Mokopani.
Okay.
You know, I was raised there, rural area, a place called Makala.
Okay.
Yeah, good place to come from. And I think later on in my teens, then I moved to Seshego, Polokwane.
Okay.
So you'll always see there's a Seshego thing in me, you know, if you know what I mean. And completed my high schooling there.
Okay.
Yeah, in a nutshell, I come from a family of 5. I've got 2 siblings,
Okay.
both girls. The firstborn, of course. Yeah, and the only son. So I had extra privileges, as you would know.
Yeah.
But yeah, good family. So yeah, it depends what you want to know if you ask me where I come from. On
Yeah.
a good day, I'll say Mokopani. On a bad day, I'll say Sishir.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
That's fine. We'll get to it. You'll explain later on once we've answered a few questions. We'll see where you lean towards the end of this chat.
I got
Okay. Tell me then about what you study at school.
So I did mineral processing. Okay. Other guys call it metallurgical engineering. I think it's just overly complicating it. If you look at it from a metallurgy perspective, it's very broad. It's like saying I studied medicine. So metallurgy is no different. It's almost impossible that you would be an expert in the entire field.
Yeah.
So I call it mineral processing because that's really where I've got to hone my skill and got mature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And studying that, what was the plan?
Funny, very good question. I actually wanted to be a doctor.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to be a doctor. I've always had the idea and love for people, right? Helping people and just making other people successful. You know, whether you have whether a good health means success, that's where I wanted to come in. But as you know, it was 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't have that much patience. So I decided, let me look at pharmacy.
Okay.
Because then I could still help people. I could still prescribe something, you know, something strong, as we call it, and people still get to get some sort of help.
Yes.
And hopefully one day I get to have my own chemist. Right.
Yeah.
So that was the idea. And as a third option, we went for a career guidance, and the lady said, "What do you like?" And I said, "People, and a bit of solitude at the point."
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, maybe you should do engineering metallurgy." And in those days, we were told engineering pays.
Yeah.
So at least I would get,
Yeah.
I would be balling at the same time.
And you can help people that way.
Yeah, while you're balling, why not? So then that was the third choice.
Okay.
I'm happy to report
Yes.
that I'm still living the dream through engineering because I'm still able to help people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're in school. We complete our studies.
Yeah.
And then what happens? What happens then? Do we get into corporate? Do we tap into that world?
So we don't complete school first because the second year my dad calls me and he said, "Listen, end of second year we out of cash.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to come home and stay for a year." There was the word gap year didn't exist.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, in those days.
I don't think it still does, but yeah, I'm a born free. They say it.
Yeah,
That
they
is
say
normal,
it. So
but
he said, "No,
yeah.
come back, stay home," and I just said, there was just no way I was gonna go home. So, and I'm not gonna bore you with the detail, but long story short, I get an opportunity to go into an interview with Sishen Iron Ore Mine, which is in the Northern Cape,
Yes.
together with fourth years
Okay.
for some sort of training. And I get a gig. And I get to go spend a year there training. Make some money so I can go back to school and finish my studies. So after a year, go back to school, finish my studies. Of course, my dad would still be helping me with some few extras. And after that, no job.
After they said this is a sweet gig.
Yeah.
And you never have to worry.
Look, after actually the gig at Sishen, we had a chance to stay.
Yes.
and continue working. But I was never going to be an engineer because my studies were not complete.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and finish what I started.
yeah.
So I went back, finished what I started, and after completing my studies, I still didn't have a job. And then I was not going to go back home. It's not going to happen.
It's not an option.
So went to the lab at school. I studied at the what is called VUT now, Valtech. Studied at Valtech.
Oh, thank goodness. This gives you the edge.
Oh no, no, we eagles. We fly like eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, so I studied at the Val, and so I went to the lab and I said, "Can I help out?" Lo and behold, during that helping out, I was helping some first year students with experiments. And while cleaning, I found this box at the lab, and it had software. So I opened it up, and I realized that this software, you could use it to design plants
Okay.
or process plants that they use on the mine with this software. It had not been used, it had been donated.
Okay.
Had a name, called the guy, his name is Peter Hand. I said, "Peter, can you come help me and show me how this thing works?"
Works, yeah.
And after he shows me this thing, I realized all the work that we were doing in class, design work, and I could solve it with this, like
This
in a blink
machine.
of an eye, with the software.
Sure.
Called all the lecturers. After a couple of weeks, I said, "Okay, part of the curriculum." So now I'm lecturing
Highway.
at 15 rand an hour. Right? And then in that time, in about 2-3 months of doing that, there's a mine close by called New Val in the Val. And I asked them, I said, "Can I do some free work on your plant?" Did that free work. After a month, they called me and they said, "Hey, do you want to come for an interview?" Went for an interview, and I asked them in the interview, "How many people are you interviewing?" They said, "You're the only one. The rest is history."
So no, it's a headhunting situation. We're not really interviewing process.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What are some of the things that you are seeing now, based on now looking back in your past, that were pivotal moments that prepared you or propelled you into where you ended up?
I think as a start, relationships.
Yeah.
But that high level of curiosity. There was a time I was doing an experiment with a friend of, we're still friends, with a friend of mine. And the due date was like 2 weeks ahead. And we just decided, guys, we're doing this, we're smashing it, that's it.
Yeah.
We're not coming back here again.
Yes.
So we stayed behind when everybody was out.
Going home.
And the lecturer at the time comes and he said, I've been watching you guys. At the rate that you guys are going, I'll be surprised if you don't make it big. So that sparks a thing in you, right?
Yeah.
That, okay, so there is that potential. Considering I was never an A student, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was not a B student. And I was not a C student. So,
You were a student.
I was a student. At a point, I was a professional student. But there were some pivotal moments. There was a lecturer at Val called Ben Geerdenk, very good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew his story. He used to say, I'm going to teach you guys how to think. I'm not going to teach you mineral processing.
Yes.
And for some reason, a lot of guys didn't like him. But I got on with this man very well, actually. And he's the man that helped me to get an interview with Sishen when I had to go home instead of going home, right? So it is those things where you realize, the relationships that you keep with people, some people open the doors without really being intentional about it, but because you have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So in my university years, those were some of the pivotal moments for me.
Yes. And even just noticing stuff about yourself. I mean, that lecturer, I'm sure there were textbooks that he could have read to you and said, copy this and then bring it next week and then we'll unpack it in class. But he wanted to teach you guys things that were not in the textbook.
Yeah.
Right? And that's part of, and maybe that's what helped you then, because your level of curiosity also, you can finish a textbook and reading that, and you can finish it in a day, I'm sure, but that's not the interest.
Absolutely, you're right. It is how, I think it is how we were taught. We were taught to solve problems. If you're an engineer, that's essentially why you exist.
Yeah.
You solve problems. There was a day I was sick. I'll tell you the story. And as this doctor is busy with me, my phone keeps ringing.
Yeah.
So he asked me, "Are you also a doctor?"
Because the only other time.
Because it's just coming. At that point, you realize I actually am. Because everybody that's calling me has problems that he needs me to solve.
Yeah.
It's just not health problems.
Yeah.
And I realize I'm actually a doctor.
Yeah. The thing that I said I wanted to do.
Now you see why I was happy to report.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, I want to understand, where does then Gravitas Minerals come into effect? When does that happen? How long do I work? And lecture and make 15 rand an hour.
15 rand an hour lasted me all but 4 months. It was too much money. I couldn't cope. But so I worked for 10 years first. But in the 10 years, I have 6 businesses each.
Okay.
Around 6 businesses. Weekenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a weekend special.
Yeah.
So what happens is, when everybody's looking forward to the weekend, I have to now make a living. Yeah. So I worked for 10 years. I've worked for most of the companies I've worked for twice.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had 2 stints. It worked. And in that time, you move from working for technology companies to working for production companies.
Yeah.
And working for some more technology companies, because for you to produce, you need technology.
Yes.
So they're all integral. So I worked for about 10 years until 2015. I started working at around end of 2003 till 2015. So it's actually more than 10 years.
Yeah.
But I do think by 2014 I had made a decision. I remember my boss saying, "I think you have an itch to scratch."
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd made the decision that when the time is right, I'm calling it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must be something when you have an employer that sees that this one is not gonna be here for long. But it's a good thing. They're
Yeah.
excited about that as well.
Yeah.
To be like, I mean,
Yeah.
I know he's here and he's good for it.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
know that it's only for a matter of time.
Yeah.
That is lovely, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So before you start the business, tell me what are some of the things that you learned from corporate, right? And whatever corporate means to you, because you've had different stints of what corporate looks like. And what are some of the key things that you think you took from that background, and now that you are actually important and you've cemented them into the business that you have now?
Politics. That's the first one. But I think one of the important skills I've learned, especially when you get to leadership, is people. And you always hear stories about leadership this, leadership that. But ultimately, there are also certain fundamentals. Give you a simple example. Basic Conditions of Employment Act.
Yeah.
The LRA. What happens when you do a Section 197? We always hear about Section 189 because we like retrenching.
And Masek
Yeah. Try Section 197. It's a different ball game. You learn these things. And now when you start coming into a point where you have to run an organization, you're starting to see where it all comes together. But then you're starting to conduct business responsibly because you understand the law. Yeah. I've had to deal with my previous company. We had a resident lawyer.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot legal-wise.
Yeah.
Why are contracts important? They're not important for you to sign. They're important for you to go through them and make sure that the pertinent clauses are there and they cover you and
the next person.
and the other party.
Yeah.
So those small things that ultimately, when you run your own organization, they're big things. And I think over and above that, yes, situational leadership, understanding that I'm going to be working with different people. I'm going to lead professionals. I'm going to lead so-called blue-collar workers.
Yeah.
You can't lead them the same.
Yeah.
You can't talk to them the same. You don't inform them the same. Yeah. It's a different ball game. And these things have really, really helped me coming into Gravitas, coming into Coleman, which is another company that I had before Gravitas.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Should we start there?
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
So tell me, Gravitas Minerals, if somebody has never heard of you, what is your elevator pitch? What would you say you actually do?
We turn waste into value. But we don't just do that.
Yeah.
Remember I told you I learned politics. Yeah. And not only that, out of the resultant waste,
Yes.
we look at turning that waste into something valuable for a secondary market.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. In chrome, chrome ore, we use chrome. Some people don't even know what, they always hear South Africa. 80% of the world's chrome come from here. We are the owners of chrome.
Yeah.
Right. Teaspoon, mag wheels, anything that shines but doesn't rust
Okay.
has chrome in it, mostly.
Yeah.
Right? So we mine the chrome ore, and chrome is associated with a mineral called pyroxenite or silica,
Yeah.
which in English means sand. Right? And sand, you use it for building, you use it for plastering. So now if you extract your chrome, which the mine wants, you have that sand, you have building or plaster sand that you can now sell to the construction industry. And if you have a good heart, you don't sell it, you just give it to the community
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
Then they build with it and they plaster with it. So now you sit with a close to net zero waste. So our solution then doesn't just become a profit issue for the mine, but it becomes a profitability, a social issue, and an environmental liability issue.
Yes.
So that is what we call the triple bottom line,
Yes.
right?
Sure.
So that's essentially what we do at Gravitas. But over and above that, with the technology that we have, and I'll probably go back a little bit on the issue of the technology.
Yeah.
Over and above that, If you don't have waste and you have a brand new mine that you have not, that's where we also come in, because this time we're going to do it right the first time. Why I refer to technology is because I'm also an inventor of a patented technology.
Okay.
Yesterday I actually got my Russian patent, by the way, issued by the Russian government.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly. And so I invented this patented technology, and what it does is it just does things better. So the technology that is out there, I won't name the name of the technology.
Yeah.
I call it faster, a faster horse.
Okay.
So there's a lot of faster horses.
Yeah.
Our technology is a car.
Okay. H.
Does that work out?
Yeah. It's a different avenue. It's a different program. Yeah.
So you take that technology, and then you add your process knowledge, or the knowledge that we've built over the years. Then you come with something pretty potent. And I'll use a simple example. It's like using a V8 Ferrari engine and putting it in a Maserati. Do you understand?
I mean, I don't. But it sounds riveting.
It is absolutely off the chains. So,
Okay.
yeah. Most Maseratis, right? Initially, they ran on twin scrolls Ferrari engines, by the way.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're learning about cars. You see now. But tell me, doing business in South Africa. I mean, you guys, the mining industry, but you guys are raking it in at the moment. Hey, you guys are the reason why the commissioner, SARS commissioner, says, guys, collection over the board. We are fine. What is your take on doing business in South Africa currently?
Doing business in South Africa is difficult. It's difficult in the sense that when you come, for me at least, when you come with something new,
Yeah.
no one wants to be the guinea pig. Everybody wants to try it and test it. And you must try making your own cereal now.
Yeah.
And let's see if the kids will choose your cereal over treats. So South Africans are generally very brand loyal. And that's what makes it difficult to crack the market. Now, our technology and our processes are very capital intensive.
Yeah.
So you're asking somebody to go spend big bucks on something they don't know.
Understand, yeah.
That's going to be a problem. So you have to find ways and means of penetrating the market, because what we do is not run-of-the-mill stuff. Literally every client gets a different proposal that is tailored for them.
Yeah.
Because their problems are unique to them. So it's very difficult. So our gestation time, from the day we meet you for the first time to the day we get an order, it's probably 18 to 24 months at least. Yeah. So that's what I mean by difficult. Remember I spoke about an A380. If you're going to take that thing off, you need a very long runway.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're talking 18 to 24 months, that's a serious runway where you have to carry yourself on the runway until you reach V1 and the thing has to take off.
Do you think it's difficult in all sectors, or there are specific sectors that generally will be harder than others?
I think there will be specific sectors that are generally harder than others. I think there are specific sectors where the government also has kind of interfered.
Okay.
And they've kind of said, okay, let's legislate this thing, we're opening. You work with these guys or else. With us, you still have to position yourself to offer something different, something that resonates with what people need. In this case, because they don't even know you're a doctor, you gotta go find them and tell them you are sick. You can't be working like that. Something like that. So that's what makes it difficult. I do think from a population perspective, I think the market is opening up. People are getting cleverer.
Yeah.
With all due respect, people are getting cleverer. People's eyes are starting to open up, and people are starting to see that the new job market might as well be entrepreneurship. Yeah. Because the story of a safe job is out of the window now.
Really? Yeah. Yes. Okay. You've spoken about just doing business in South Africa and being difficult. Are you finding that doing business outside of South Africa is actually far more easier? Are you finding that people are more willing to try something new, to try something that they've never heard before? or is it just a human problem?
No, actually, I think you are right.
Yeah.
I think so. We have 4 engagements with a company in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Deal done.
Okay.
We have 3 engagements with a company in Russia. Deal done. We are busy now with an engagement in Kazakhstan. Difficult, but it's done. It's a question of when, not if. At home is difficult, and what makes home much more difficult is that you might do a deal. Good luck getting your money. There's a lot of people that work for free in this country.
Is it us? Are we just the willingness to try and invest in our own, or just to, what is it? What's the barrier?
I think the barrier, a lot of people will tell you the barrier is funding. They are partially correct.
Yeah.
I mean, a well-known podcaster will tell you don't need funding, you need clients.
Yeah.
But to get those clients, you need money to get to them. You need to run around. You need X, Y, Z. So that's the first barrier. Nobody's going to give you money for working capital.
Yeah.
Say, okay, give me 500,000. I just want to run around and find clients. Nobody's going to give you that.
No.
They want proof that you're going to pay that money back. And at that point, you don't have that. So that's the first barrier, I think. The second barrier is, I think we get into business and we don't appreciate that for you to be sustainable, you gotta present something, put something on the table that I can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I think that unique, they call it a USP, unique selling point or something. Yeah, we don't always work on that. We sometimes just see you make money like, if she's making money with a podcast,
I want to do it.
even me, I can do it. And then it goes south very quickly. 1, there's no passion for it.
Yeah.
2, there's no will that long term, because you're doing it for money. So I think if there's one thing that I would say as an entrepreneur that needs to change, is understanding why you're doing business. We know it has to make money, but money normally is a result of something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's money and it's passion.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
While we're here, I normally do this at the end, but
Yeah.
since we are here, what are some of the things that you think that you've learned on your journey so far that you think entrepreneurs need to know?
Also with startups. The South African ecosystem, especially from a government perspective,
Yeah.
has been well set for startups. So you go to SETFA, they will incubate. A lot of small businesses don't like incubation, but that's literally where you gotta start.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised how it propels you. You know, when I started Gravitas, I went under Black Umbrellas,
Oh, yeah.
which was an incubator. I knew how to do an invoice, I knew how to put together a business. I still went for it.
Yeah.
Then I went to another incubator. Then I went through an accelerator.
Yeah.
Because in all of these things, there are certain elements that you pick up that you can improve in your business.
Yep.
So when you're a startup, don't be ashamed to go for an incubator. You're being incubated. Don't be, it's
Allow yourself
okay.
to be, yeah.
You understand? It's
Part of the
okay.
process,
Yeah,
yeah.
you are premature. It's okay, you know. And we shouldn't be afraid of that. And that is going to slowly propel you, but give you the right tools that you need to just start up and move very nicely.
Yeah.
Right. So from a startup, that's one thing that I see that the government has done extremely well in this country. Now, once you start moving,
Yeah.
you must be careful how you take the plane off the ground. If you nose up too much, you might stall mid-air, and it's going to be a terrible crash.
Yeah.
So in the previous company that I told you about, it's one of the things that I did wrong. I took the nose too high.
Yeah.
The business 1 year is making 9 million, the next year is making 90 million. That's a 10x growth in 1 year.
Yeah.
And you realize that resource-wise, you have not geared up for that. You have no systems.
Yeah.
People are in the business, don't know what to do,
Yeah.
because everyone is waiting for you.
Yeah.
So when you get to a certain level, you gotta say, whoa, let's just get this running like a well-oiled machine before we hit the next level.
Yes.
And that was one of the hard lessons I have had to learn.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this unrelenting growth, sometimes to me it spells unsustainable. So I'll be happy for you that you're growing,
Yeah.
but I'll be worried whether you'll still be here in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you start having to balance that. Calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't. I think
Pacing myself.
Yeah, you gotta be sustainable. Your growth has to be sustainable. You can't separate the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Tandy growth.
Yeah. Who is asking you to grow?
That's the country, but you guys are the employers of tomorrow. You know, you guys, you have the economy on your shoulders. You're carrying us. So maybe that's the pressure that entrepreneurs feel that they have to. Now, growth is a.
If I may say something, I think growth is important. Look, every year there's inflation, so prices go up by whatever 6-10%. So you at least gotta give your people increases next year. So you at least gotta grow by at least that much. But there's what we call unsustainable growth.
Yeah.
That is the danger. When you get something for 200,000 and next year it's 20 million.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we just think, I just quote and then they supply, and it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You probably might get away with it, but you're not going to sustain it. But the problem with most entrepreneurs is you start creating a life on
Based
that
on
bar.
that. Yeah.
And then we're going to buy the cow on auction. After a couple. So you got to watch it.
Yeah. Sure. So see the growth, but recognize what it means, what the different stages of growth mean, and where you are as a company.
Yes. And appreciate how to use your money.
Yeah.
It's something I say very often, because I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that don't really appreciate the fact that I have to look after the money. I just think, no, next year I'll just work harder and make more, and then.
Yeah.
But I love football. This is a bad example to use. But we always say, and a wise man said this a couple of years ago to me. He said, I used to say, such and such a player has money. He said, no. He's making money. Whether he has it is a different story.
Yeah.
And that, yeah.
Yeah. And when you understand that, you understand why. Yeah. Soccer players have the problems that they have later on in life, and actresses, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that business world, guys? It's all right.
We don't know.
That's the truth.
We don't know.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Like it's difficult. There's quite a lot of things to juggle in business. With growth comes new problems as well.
Yeah.
I've had people that I've met that said, you know what, I've actually told the whole lot to go home, and then I just stayed alone. And I'm busy running around on my own, And I said, why? He said, because, I don't want to work for my people. I feel like I wake up every day and I work just to make enough money to pay salaries. Right? So it gets, you really, really have to balance it. Then you also have another school of thoughts that say, if you're going to sustain yourself, you can't be the only guy. What happens when you're sick? What happen? You don't have a business, you're self-employed.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
So there's a balance. And I think it goes back to the issue of why. Why did you start this thing in the first place?
Yeah. Okay. I want to know, you've always entered into a sector that is predominantly not black.
Yeah.
I want to say it's predominantly not black, and you are the color of somebody that's normally mining.
Yeah.
Right? What was that entering into the business and having now people that don't look like you and they don't speak like you, entering into those rooms then? What were the dynamics, things that you had to overcome? And then now that you are where your business is now, what are the conversations? What are you seeing of new entrants, people who are coming in? Has anything changed at all?
Yeah, well, in our times, you would not mooi Afrikaans praat, jy weet.
Oh.
Dan jy is all right.
Oh, you see.
Wadiwala. Yeah. Or one, that's where the problem starts. Now you can't speak. It's the language of the oppressed. That's what you.
Then wasala wa oppressed.
Wasala. I think the relationship with people, for me, it's been a great help. You have, I think the love to see other people do better, to see other people win because of something you contributed.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any amount of money that can pay that.
Yeah.
You know, and when it comes naturally, everybody you see or that you meet, you just want to make sure they win and you're part of that winning. Right? So over the years, I think, I would get in rooms that had people that didn't look like me, and you would get the, what are you doing here, look. They just had to get used to it. You know, I was not there for that.
Yeah.
And I think in time, everybody sits back and say, you know what, that uncle has something to offer.
Yeah, he should be here.
Yeah, he should be here. Yeah. No wonder he kicked the door last time. and
You should have let him in sooner.
Exactly. You know, so
Yeah.
you do that. There used to be this, what do they call these things? Series. We
Yes.
call it series.
Yeah,
We used to call it story when
Yeah,
we were growing up. This thing of series is hard work. And there was this guy called Benjamin Daunyane.
Yeah.
And he used to say, success is the best revenge. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to watch this guy with such awe, you know, like,
He gets it.
this man doesn't worry about revenge or making. He just, and for me, it just basically, that was saying, Mintiro ya bula bula. You just do what you do. You do it well. In time, people will get their heads up and they'll say, okay, that's different.
They'll get it.
Yeah,
You don't
they'll
have to
get
keep
it.
announcing it.
No, you don't have to keep, you just got to go at it and do what you love and do it well.
Yeah.
And make sure everybody around you that you associate with
Yeah.
do well.
Yeah.
And it'll work out.
And now they're calling you to say, Batom, did you see those same worms? They must call you now.
Those ones are my friends.
I know.
Very, very friendly.
Once they know that you're not a threat, vele, bona shamba worm with.
No, I'll sort that out. I must also say, I've also had certain worms that enabled me. I think I told you from Val.
Yeah.
When I got my first company I worked for was Multitech. And I was paired with the Alec Waldek. He's late now.
Yeah.
And this used to move mountains for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to move mountains for me. The first gig I got overseas in Australia was him.
Yeah.
You know, so if you keep your relationships real, you'll always have people that you will somewhere in your life you'll meet somebody with a good heart and they'll do that. And I've been fortunate to meet some people with good hearts.
Continuously along your journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you did mention relationships in the very beginning. Or that's the fundamental thing.
Yeah. Even at Gravitas. Even at Gravitas, after 20 years of experience in this industry, I still had people that opened the doors for me, that spoke for me when I was not there.
Yeah.
Right.
Said, have you heard of this company?
Yes. Have you heard of this company? If you don't want to give this company a chance, just give this guy a chance.
Yeah.
You know. So it's been like that.
Sure. But now I get it also corporate. Now you're running your own business. Now there are other things now that are needed in your business. You mentioned earlier on about, I was praising you guys in the mining industry with SARS. There are things that you must navigate now. You must navigate SARS. You must navigate just leadership skills. Because now what you do, the decisions that you make affect the people that now work in the organization that you've put together. First, the hiring of them, because you need to find the right people that are invested in your vision, the same way that you are. And then how do you navigate that? What is the leadership style required to be able to do that?
Value number one in our organization, trust. So there's another guy another I didn't get along with, but he once said something. He said, a contract doesn't turn a crook into an honest man.
Yeah.
So you always, while we have contracts, while we have that, we still gotta be able to look each other in the eye and say, well, we believe what we say to each other is gonna work out.
Yes.
Right?
We've agreed.
So it's building the speed of trust with people. Another said, if your people trust you, there is nothing you can't say to them, because they know it always comes from a good place.
Yeah.
They know that at the end of the day, whether they want to hear it or not, we're all just fighting for the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, I think without being MBA about it, and just find a way to build trust with people.
Yeah.
If we lose trust,
Yeah.
then we have no business doing business with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not. But again, I suppose also just navigating people then how they see you move and the things that you embody, your integrity makes them want to do more for the institution that you've built.
Yeah. When you get a guy onto a team and you say, in 2 years' time, if you don't get a senior role here, it'll be because of you.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of messages I'll send to my guys. I'll tell him, if in 5 years' time, if you don't make director here, it'll be because of you, because I'm going to make sure I create that environment and give you that chance that if you perform to the right levels, there's no reason why you can't make director. And you gotta, the mean age of my team is 28, right? 90, I think out of 20, 2 of them came with prior experience. All of them were fresh from varsity. So this Gravitas, that it's literally built by freshmen.
Yeah.
And it's just because of their will to wanna be part of something big, to wanna be better. And when they act on it and they don't grow, then you're not doing them justice. It's gotta bother you that your people are not growing. When a guy spends 3 years in the same position, it's gotta bother you. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you gotta work on it, and you gotta help them, or help them go be great somewhere else.
If it's not here.
Well.
And also, Tebogo, I think you must come back and also maybe write a book, because employers are actually they're not coping with the under 30s at the moment. So how are you getting it right?
It's hard. It's hard. I think I frustrate them a lot. But I think that one thing we do very well at Gravitas is that no 2 days are the same.
Yeah.
And when somebody wakes up in the morning, they're looking forward to, I wonder what's going to happen today.
It's a different day today.
Yes. The scope is so broad. If you hate change, you'll hate working with us. But if you love change and you embrace change and you want to do new things all the time, that's the place for you to be. Yeah. And I think that's one thing we've gotten right. We're able to keep the excitement going.
And based on that, how would you describe your leadership style?
I'm a pace-setting leader.
Yeah.
I'll get in, I'll sit with you, I'll show you the pace, because I'm going to run it with you.
Yeah.
But it's probably the last time I run it with you, because from there you're on your own.
You're on your own.
Right. Yeah. So I set the pace, I set the standard of the organization, and then from there people have to run on their own.
Let's talk about technology. Right. You mentioned it earlier on. You mentioned that you're doing amazing things there. Russia, they know you now. Everyone now can Google and know the things belong to you.
Yeah. Wow.
When you think about, ESG is the buzzword. I feel like the past 5 years, it's the word. And now we are seeing climate change is being unfriendly to us.
Yeah.
Things that we thought we knew.
Yeah.
Seasons that we thought we knew, we did not know.
Yeah.
So tell us about that evolution and your fascination about it, and what you guys are doing to sort of navigate that space and to teach us.
ESG, I'll start there. Environmental social governance, right? Governance, it's section whatever.
Of what?
The big things in our view is environmental and social. When you study your MBAs, they'll tell you about social currency.
Yeah.
People have to like you. The community in where you operate needs to kind of endorse you.
Yeah.
But they also have to benefit. So that's the social part of it.
Yes.
What we do at Gravitas, and I think when we started, we positioned ourselves very well. We said, what can we do with the environment in the mining industry, or this environmental liability?
Liability.
Turn it into profit, so the mine owner is happy, and take the resultant stuff and turn it into social currency. So the community is happy. The second part of the environment is water. So where there's a mine, chances are they use water. But that water is shared with the communities. Now, when you suck all of it out of the ground, well, the community is not going to be very happy with you. So it's important that you keep reusing the water, right? So you then say, we want to build technology that uses water, but it's water friendly. But if you use that water and you start pumping it up with chemicals, then it's also no use. Now you have to clean it up. It becomes much more costly. And that's why at Gravitas you said, first things first, we'll use technology that uses water, but no chemicals. Then we can reuse that water as much without having to spend much more money to keep cleaning it up. And because then there's an environmental, if you've heard of acid mine drainages and cyanide, and we don't have those issues. So we're now combining the environment and social. But things just ain't the same for gangsters. It has changed now. We no longer talk ESG at Gravitas.
Okay.
We talk secular mining.
Yes.
Because that's really where we belong. Mining has always been a mine, take what you need and throw the rest away. Now we're making it secular. Mine, take what you need, use the waste for something, mine the waste, and use it for something else. So you're just reusing until that resource is literally depleted.
Sure. Okay, sorry, the ESG, but it's
It was like Dala.
old folk language.
2022 problems that it's changed now. And I think ESG also, because there was a governance part and environment, when it was shown as the right thing to do. But in all fairness, when you run the business, you gotta do the right thing, but you also can't do it and lose your value, which is profitability. You've got stakeholders, you've got shareholders to satisfy. And it was seen as a grudge purchase. It was like insurance, And that's where you then have to say, how do we turn this into something that is also welcomed? And now when you say ways to value, everybody likes you.
You're solving for things
Well,
that they haven't started thinking about.
You say to people, well, you're producing so much tons without you having to mine more. The biggest cost in mining is mining. So without you having to disburse more money towards mining, did you know that out of this thing that you're producing, I can add 10 to 15% more? Who will not be excited?
I mean, the CEO is jumping up and down. Show me how.
Show me how. And that's really what we're trying to do.
All right. Let's move then into, a lot of entrepreneurs that have said where you've said, they've said, South Africa forces, if you can survive in South Africa, you can survive everywhere. What are some of the things that you think were bottlenecks that your business had to pivot from? Or things that you now actually, you don't even mention them anymore?
That's interesting. I think this is the part where I say, I don't know.
What?
No.
What?
I think I will tell you what we've moved from, and I'm happy we have.
Okay.
We have changed. So I recently came across a book which I have not read. But it intrigued me because it's something we did last year without having to read any book, but just by reading the market. Business model innovation. People don't. Sometimes you could sell exactly the same thing. It's no longer about the product, it's how you sell the product. And what we did that we've moved away and we're very happy we've done is how we sell our product. Especially at home. And it solved a couple of problems. I'll give you an example. So our product is very capital intensive. In mining, there's what we call the capital cycle. So we want this product, we test it, Then we get a quote, then it's 10 million rand, then we have to go and apply for capital so that the CFO can then approve that capital to be used in the next cycle.
Yeah.
Remember I told you about the 18-month gestation? Exactly that. You will become a skeleton before that money comes in the bank because it's so long.
Yeah.
And that, what from a business perspective, banks love predictability in business. This business is well run.
Yeah.
It makes 100,000 rands a month profit.
We are sure.
We know the money is coming.
Yeah.
Then you have a second business that makes 1 million rand profit this month. Next month it made 200,000 loss. Then it makes it. Nobody likes that.
Yeah.
There's no predictability. Then you say, how do we then build predictability and sustainability in the business so that it enhances our gearing capacity, right?
Yeah.
So, and that it started bothering us because our technology doesn't really have spares business. Most of the technology guys will say, well, it's like those cheap printers. the ink is the same price as the print. They know they're going to catch you on spares. Right?
Yeah.
We don't have that. So we had to now change how we do business so that we have sustainability.
Yeah.
So now we had to go fetch some capital somewhere, ask for money somewhere, and we said, instead of keeping on selling this tag, let the client pay for what we produce for him. I think sometimes you don't always have to come with the latest and greatest product.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can take what is ordinary and find a new way of introducing it to the market, and the market welcomes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Why change it if it's not broken?
If it's not broken. So we've changed that last year. It was a difficult change in the organization, but I think we are slowly now adjusting to it and we're embracing it, and we see that it will work for us.
Yeah. What was the difficulty? The fact that you're innovators and you're always up with new ideas, and now doing the old and was boring. What was what was the difficulty?
One, it was a hard sell. Like I said, nobody wants to be a guinea pig. But if I say, wear this jacket and pay for it when you like it. If you like it, pay for it. Right? You normally would wear it and then you walk in the street and people, nice jacket.
Yeah.
Like, let me go pay for this.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So it's exactly the same jacket.
Yeah.
We've just sold it differently. And for us, nobody wanted to be a guinea pig. They wanted, what does Blacklist say? Everybody's lost faith. They want to see the proof.
Yeah.
So we had to now go and say, don't worry about the product. When you see the proof, you can pay us.
What's coming up? First, actually, start with what's coming up in your industry that you are dying to implement in Gravitas, but what is also the future plans? 10-year plan, Yana. So listing on the JSC and the New York Stock Exchange. So Yana says,
Growth excites me, but I think what excites me now at Gravitas is stability. Is I've never had to do that, get into a place and build stability.
Okay.
So it's a new challenge for me. What am I talking about? Who do you think I'm accountable to? So now you're starting to build a new accountability model. So I'm looking forward to getting some sort of a board into the organization. Then I get accountable to them. Of course, I've always been accountable to my people in the organization. But now you're moving it a step further. You say, let's build a real accountability model. The next thing I foresee probably in the next 2-3 years is now we would have built for growth.
Yeah.
Now when you're shifting a gear, normally after you shift a gear, you must also put on the accelerator.
Yes.
Yeah. So that accelerator is money.
Yeah.
So now you have to fundraise again for the next level. Whether that's going to be in the form of an IPO, equity funding, or whatever type of gearing, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that is it's a chapter waiting to happen that excites me. Figuring it out and wondering if we're going to get it right the first time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the,
We're
do we
interested.
list? Yeah, do we list?
We're interested.
Yes,
Guys, it's
yes.
public
Yeah.
offering.
Yeah,
Test us.
test us. You know,
We won't buy shares. Just
doesn't work for us. You know,
yeah.
and a lot of people have already. We have been to the JSE already.
Yeah.
And we have to look at all these funding instruments, as they call them. Now I feel clever. Funding instruments, and say, these are great, but which one works for us?
Yeah.
And why are we doing it? Are we doing it to share the risk? You gotta know all those answers. So I still don't have all the answers, but I'm learning that every day. And that's exciting. That's very exciting for me.
So when we talk about your journey so far, looking back, are there any regrets? Would you have done anything different?
Absolutely none. Absolutely none. I think I've been taught by, I've learned from some wise people.
Yeah.
And I think it goes to the heart. You wake up every day, you do your best with what you know and what you have. It might not come out right, but you gave these three things. You gave your best with what you knew and what you have. Knowing what I knew then, having what I had then. I never had a business mentor. There's a lot of things I didn't have. But what I do know is whatever I did, it came from a good place. And I did it with what I knew and what I had. And that for me is good enough.
Yeah.
So if I go back, I would still know what I knew and have what I had. Well, then the result would most probably be the same. Right. So
You'd knock on the same doors that you knocked on, yeah.
absolutely no regrets.
Yeah.
I just did that. And I keep having the same approach. It's okay. If it doesn't work out, it's okay.
Yeah.
I've had a few businesses that didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's okay. Some worked out very well. And it's also okay.
It's part of the journey.
Yeah, it's part of the journey. I just don't think there is a shortcut or there is, I could have gotten this right all the time.
Or a recipe that
Yes.
everyone tried and tasted for everyone. That works the same way.
Yes, and that's why I love sport, because I think sport teaches you to lose and wake up the following morning and go and face the very same bully opponent that bullied you last week. Yes,
Yeah.
and go with the confidence that today you will know me. Knowing very
different day.
Knowing very well there's nothing different you are bringing to the table. That's sport for you.
Yeah.
And that's why I love sport.
And that's the agility that you think business needs.
It's the agility and resilience you need, or losing heavy and going back home and saying, what am I going to do different when I face this team again?
Because I will face them
Because
again.
I will face them again.
Yeah.
And really work on that. And know, going back to the game again, I might not win the game, but we will do a hell of a lot better than last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe the third time around, we're going to beat them.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. If you could give entrepreneurs 3 tips, what would you say are the things that they need to do to know that it's the right time to jump?
Beautiful question. Number 1, there is never a right time to jump.
Yeah.
Ask people from the Titanic, they will tell you. They either jumped, they realized, well...
Jumped, but well...
well, and most of them got pushed. But the guys that jumped out of the Titanic, I don't think any of them said, now I think is the right time to jump.
The ice is less cold.
Yeah. Try and just set yourself some sort of runway. You're going to need runway. And I think it's something people don't. You can't have a great idea and 1 month's salary saved up. And you think, that's it. You
made it.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate that there's going, entrepreneurship and resilience go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So and resilience is not just a word, you gotta build for it. And say, as I'm going into this, am I okay that I will work for 6 months without getting paid, without making money? Have I sorted my house that I don't have too much debt to pay, too much obligations. I'll tell you what, I had property. I think I had some stands that I had bought because I wanted to build. I sold all of that because I didn't want to go into this with baggage. You know, and that helped because I didn't have too many obligations every month.
Yeah.
You have to cut that, and you just build that little bit of breathing space. If you go into it hungry, you are going to make a lot of unnecessary mistakes. You're going to get into bad deals. You're going to give some of the things away that you shouldn't have given just because you're getting into it desperate and hungry. That's where the desperate comes in. It's not an ego thing.
Yeah.
It's a decision-making thing. When you're desperate, you normally don't make very good decisions. So try and cut the desperation out of it and get in having built runway. So the right time is when you know I have built some sort of runway.
Yeah.
Second thing I would say that I think is very underrated, and I ask people, if you had to do this thing for free, would you do it?
Oof.
The answer, in my mind, 90 out of 100 has to be yes. Because you're going to need that answer when it is really dry.
Yeah.
And you realize the only thing that's carrying me through this is the fact that I at least enjoy what I do for the love of the game. You know, it's just that. You know, and if you can't answer yes to that question, just have a plan that when things go south, what is the one thing that's going to keep me going?
Yeah.
Because it won't be passion. I agree you don't like what you are doing.
Yeah.
And the third thing is being in business for profit or making money is not good enough. There's a lot of things you gotta know. So you have to have a curious mind. You have to understand. You will be surprised how industries are intertwined. You will be surprised. The other day we had a catastrophic failure, and I had to investigate it and bring it to an end. Do you know what did I use? The method of the NTSB. What happens when a plane crashes? And how do we make sure that while we're investigating this, another plane somewhere doesn't crash off the same course?
While we are busy investigating him.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Then you say, okay, that is the method. I didn't have to go to school. I watched one documentary. It worked. But you learn industries.
Yeah.
You have to understand how industries turn the profits, what business models they use. Why can't you borrow a business model from one industry to your industry?
Yeah.
So you gotta have this curious thing. Can't just come, no, I mean, I sell spark plugs. It doesn't work like that. You have to think out, you have to understand your value chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So curiosity does not kill the cat. Well, it actually does, but you're not a cat, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
So you'll make it.
Yeah,
But you need it.
you need it.
In Japanese, are they born or made?
I think we are born, man. There are guys that just know how to make money.
Yeah.
And then you just get entrepreneurs that are. I literally love any business. You can put me in any business. Any business. I will understand. How do they monetize this business? How do they make profit? What are the levers that they pull to make sure that the business works? You know, what are the push and pull factors? What are this? Any.
Yeah.
Whether you're selling avocado, I will know.
Yeah.
Chicken, I will know. Temperature has to be right. Otherwise, the chicken die. You just gotta. I think we're born, man. I think we're born.
This thing can't be taught.
Yeah, I think some people. Well, I think there's a lot of people that went to school that I would take on any day without the qualification that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my boss used to say that a lot. He used to say, TK, there are things you go to school for,
Yeah.
and there are things you
And
just have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to go to school.
And it's good to go to school.
But to market DNA, guys, I'm sorry.
I think there are guys, and there are guys that absolutely suck at it, but they know how to make money, as long as the outcome is income.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gravitas Minerals. Thank you, sir. Hey, we could have gone on for another hour, but
Yeah.
but Ian said no.
I check Ian saying, nigga, hey, it's gonna be a long night now.